Bartender Boy. Welcome back to Minecraft. So today I'm going to be talking about randomization in Minecraft. So randomization is something very key to map makers that like to give their map a little variety. Randomization can make different outcomes for different times you play your map or minigame or whatever you're using it for, and there's different ways you can do that. I've kind of summed up them all into 3 different sort of categories here. I'm not saying these can all 3 be applied to randomization of one certain, concept that you might be using it for, but these are just probably the 3 big ways that you can randomize things in Minecraft. So, if you're trying to move players around, you can obviously use the spread players command, which is a very helpful built-in randomization. So if I just spawn in these 2 mobs called spread mob and spread mob, and then I just run this spread players command, I can spread them randomly across the room. Well, right there they just went up onto the ceiling because they actually spread to the sky. And if I just go up here, I can see they spread up here. And if we continually press this button, we can see that they will choose random spots to move to. So spread players can be really helpful because it's already implemented into the game. But this only really applies to moving different mobs and whatnot. It doesn't really apply to, well, choosing different values, which is what I'm going to show you how to do in a second. But first, let me just go ahead and kill those real quick. Name equals spread mob. So if you're looking for just regular number output, what you can use is dispensers. And dispensers work with any sort of randomization. They just automatically pick one of their 9 slots to dispense an item. And the same goes for droppers. Now, you can use those with items in survival, but in creative, you can actually put command blocks in them, and they will place the command block like a block. And in here, I have 9 different command blocks placing different pieces of wool. So if I just go ahead and click this, as you can see, the wool on the floor changes. If I just break that and press it again, I can get a random different wool out of these 9 different combinations. Each of these is just a set block command. When I press this, it dispenses one and also activates the command block. So we can get 9 different combinations of wool. Now, dispensers are also really helpful, but dispensers only work if you're using sort of global randomization for the entire world. Sometimes in maps, you have to set a specific numeric score for a specific player or entity. And that's where this 3rd sort of form comes in. Now, there's different ways you can do this, and it's not as random as the others, but basically how it works is I have a fill clock here constantly running, and it's adding my random score of 1, and it's just adding it up and up, and then when it reaches 5, it's set to 0. And so I have a bunch of these commands that are executing at players with certain scores, and then telling them to give off a numeric output. So I can just go ahead and press this. I get 3, 5, 3, and so this is pretty much just a random number generator, except the cool thing about this is you can set this for different entities. So every single entity in the world, or whichever ones you want to select, can have their own score. So you can have multiple of these running at once instead of having to test for the entity, use a dispenser, and then apply it again. And also, I want to note about this. If I just go ahead and scoreboard, objectives, set display, sidebar. I need to actually say what it is. Random score. I think you can see it goes up and up pretty quickly using a fill clock. Now, you can attach this to a slower clock. But as I was saying, if you have this on multiple players, you can also get it to be pretty laggy depending if you have a server and how many players are being selected or whatnot. Also, you don't have to do this with scoreboards. You can also just set up a line of repeaters activating different command blocks, doing different things. this is just the basic idea of doing manual randomization by constantly changing something and whatever it lands on, sort of like a random wheel of randomization, I guess, or like, I don't know what you'd really call it, but you know, a spinner that you'd go on. It's sort of random, but the velocity obviously can change because it just depends on wherever you land it. So, those are the 3 different types of randomization I use in my maps. Hopefully this helped you a little bit for your maps and different things you can use that for. But I just thought this would be a nice discussion video because a lot of people don't know about these awesome features that you can use. But that's about it for this discussion video. And as always, thank you for watching.